All right, hello. I am here in beautiful Colorado. Ooh, hello. In beautiful Colorado, and I want to show you the awesome rental car that I got hooked up with at Avis for my weekend. So, what I did, I went ahead and I booked myself a mystery car at Avis because I was only going to be here for the weekend, and I had no kids with me, no skis with me, and I didn't know what I was going to get, and it was the cheapest option, so I went with it. So, showed up at Avis. My flight was delayed by about 2 hours. Showed up at Avis at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they told me, and I said, I hope you guys have something nice for me for my mystery vehicle. And the guy told me that most of their mystery vehicles are usually EVs, and so asked me if that was going to be a problem. I told him absolutely not, and he started giving me options, and I ended up with the Silverado. How exciting is that? I've had a blast driving this around. We're currently up in Estes Park. We're gonna do a nice little hike, look for moose at Lily Lake. And this car has been an absolute blast to drive. Tons of space, so good to know in case we need to rent this for when we're up here for ski season. Tons of room. Show you the inside in a little bit, but tons of space. Great fun driving. Nice big tires, even for a rental car. And it's just been an overall blast. So let me show you around.
That's right.
All right, we are here inside of the Silverado. Hi, Beck.
Hello.
Hi, John. We are hanging out in Estes Park waiting for the rain. Apparently it does rain in this state and fall aside for tricycle. And hanging out inside the Silverado. So let me give you a little bit of a tour of what's going on inside. So we are inside of the Silverado. Nice, big, spacious cabin. Few things to take into consideration when you get a rental from a Silverado. It has no features. So there is no drive assist, cruise control, whatever you call it, where you can drive it by yourself. No lane assist. You can just do the cruise control. There is no, as far as I could find, camera icon to see how close I am to the front, but it does kick on when I'm backing up. But other than that, it's super crazy spacious. I mean, this is the front.
It's huge.
Of the cabin. We'll show you the back once baby Cora is done feeding. But we've got all the storage space. We've got, in here, I've got my belt bag. I've got sunglass case. We have that giant water bottle. And it just goes all the way back. Like, look at that space. And then we've got a ton of cup holders. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got this glove compartment. Hello. I wonder, is that, no, I thought that may be going through. No, but this giant glove compartment. Or storage box, or whatever you want to call it, and then a glove compartment. Excuse me, John. Very tiny, actually, compared in retrospect. And this little shelf here for sunglasses. The door has more cup holders. Each of the doors has more cup holders. So overall, crazy amount of space on the inside. Just kind of boring and not a lot going on in here. Range, let's talk about that for a minute. So I got this car at about 73% charge. We are currently at 41% and still have 188 miles of charge. So doing the math, full range on this car is about 520 miles, which seems insane. And I'm very curious to see how long it would take to charge up to full on a fast charge or even a slow charge. So we might get a chance to do that later because I do have to charge this up a bit before I return it. So yeah, that's the front. We'll take a look at the back a little bit later on. And it's still raining here in Colorado. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Clear skies ahead.
Oh yeah, look behind us.
Oh, but look behind us. Oh, look at those blue skies. They're coming this way.
This is good.
We'll be out there in the little
Good moose weather.
Goosen. Moosin' and goosin'. We're gonna edit that part out. You're gonna hate me. I love you, dear. Size. So I had an option between this and an F-150, and I think I would have had other options too, but I kind of stopped the guy once he told me that I could have the Silverado because Tyler and I have been wanting to test drive one for a while and to feel one in person, and it has been an absolute dream. So fun to drive, a little bit of a ship, and I don't want to have to parallel park this bad boy, but it's just been great. And it's from what, even though this is the base model and has literally 0 features on the inside, it's been exciting. All right, we are here at Estes Park Visitor Center where we are going to do a charge for Big Bertha Jr. She's not really Big Bertha, but she's not a small little girl. All right, let me try to plug in and see how this goes, and then we'll get some charge stats going. All right, we have success. We are charging. Says first 30 minutes are free, but let's see. Revving up to, I don't know what we're gonna rev up to, but I'm currently at 42% and we get the first 30 minutes for free. So let's see what happens. So here's our current charge statistics. It says this car will be at 80% within 35 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Which is amazing, actually, if you think about it.
Incredible.
And we're currently gaining about 280-ish. Oh, going up to, whoa, look at that. Look at those stats. 357 miles an hour is the charge on this.
Whoa.
That is amazing statistics.
What's the kilowatt? Can you see it?
I'll show it on the other thing,
Oh.
on the other screen, but that's pretty exciting.
That's incredible.
This is cool. I mean, now it's back down to 280, but still, that's
Awesome.
pretty impressive statistics. All right, I am back at the car here. We are charged to 85%. I actually stopped charging. We've been charging for about 56 minutes. I can go longer to get this bad boy up to 100%. I'll take a picture of the screenshot in a minute, but I don't need to because I only need to return the car at 70% according to Avis. So that was awesome. It was a stellar charge, stellar location, but now I'm not gonna be a jerk and I'm gonna move the car so that someone else can charge here. So here are the stats. I don't know if I'm actually paying $52 for this. It's supposed to be free for the first session, but that's what I think. It only cost me $8 to charge. So yeah, that was pretty cool. All right, so now I'm back in the car and we are at 85% and 421 miles of range. 421 miles, 85%. I don't need much more than that. I only need to return the car with about 70-ish % of range left on it. Maybe even less because the guy said 30% under what you got the car with, but 70%. But I got the car with 74%. But at 2 a.m. I wasn't gonna be arguing. So that's a lot of range on this bad boy. Also, it's downhill from here when we leave the park and head back into Erie and then ultimately to Denver. So awesome location, awesome charge. I'm gonna move the car and then go get some lunch. All right, so I'm heading back to lunch now and just locked the car. Interesting feature. It's got on the car that I didn't realize, or I can't figure out how to change, is the lock situation. So I'm always like paranoid to have the keys with me, which I know, I'm just double checking and know I do. But once you open the door and come out and then you shut the door, the car locks by itself. And so if you shut the door and the keys are inside, you're kind of SOL because you've now locked the keys in the car. And at first I thought I was doing something unlocking the car when I got to our friend's house and I unlocked it, but then I realized it was doing it on its own. So it must be a feature that's set. Also in the Equinox, hold on a second, passing people. But also in our Equinox, there's a little icon for the camera right on the info tainment screen, and I'll show you that when I get later back into the car, right on the infotainment screen. But in this car, it's hidden. So I thought that there wasn't a button, but I knew there was a camera because it turns on when you back up. But then I just had to exit out onto the main screen to get it. So another little perk. So I don't know if it's like an upgrade thing. I don't know if it's a model thing. I don't know what the deal is, but slight differences in the infotainment than we have in the Equinox. Also, Google Maps, all of that Google integration is not standard, or at least not in this version of it. So I tried to turn Google Maps on when I got the car, and I couldn't do it. So luckily I had my phone with me, just plugged it in. Apple CarPlay popped right up, but that was also weird. It said that I needed a subscription. So a couple of interesting quirks. Not sure if it's the car, if it's the rental company, or what's going on, but yeah, interesting observations. So now Excuse the huffing and puffing. I am at altitude after all, 7,752 feet to be exact. Yeah, let's go have some Mexican food. So one cool thing about the Silverado that we don't have in our Equinox is there's a frunk. So we're going to try to see if this frunk can fit that Nuna. All right, let's see what happens. Da-da-da, 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 doop, 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 doop. Will it fit a Nuna? I think it's gonna be a smidge too high.
Smidge too tall. It's these nice wheels on the Nuna.
Close it. Okay, so the answer is that it does not fit a Nuna because the Nuna's cover is slightly too big. You can see it's slightly unhinged there and it won't close all the way. So because we like the stroller and because this is a rental car, it'll steam out. That does not fit a Nuna.
No.
It does fit a Nuna. Dun da da dun. That's a nice size frunk.
That's nice.
That's a pretty nice size frunk. All right, Chevy. Good job. All right, so I've done a video of the frunk situation, but this frunk situation is pretty clutch on this car. I mean, really wish we had it on the Equinox. Gives you so much room, covered space, and then when you have a car like a pickup truck and you don't have the bed cover, it just helps it so much. Taking a look at the bed, because we haven't done that before. I mean, it's massive. Definitely skis, suitcases, whatever can fit in here. We were gonna go look at some trees since I'm here and I have this bad boy for them. Taking a look at the back seat, since we didn't do that before. I mean, this thing is just massive. First of all, look at the legroom. I mean, I'm not a short person, and this is kind of pushed back. Look at the legroom. Look at just all of this space. 2 more charge ports there. The 2 bottle holders. This little thing here. The seats are crazy wide. We were able to change a baby back here and everything. So tons of comfort, tons of space, tons of storage. Like it's a giant vehicle. Headspace, like it's not low. Like there's enough clearance and stuff. So it's just fantastic. Like let's get in back here and sit back here, and it's like, woo, baby. This is not a small car. So I had it parked up next to a Rivian. And it's definitely a little bit longer. It sticks out of most car seat spots. It just hangs out just like a little bit. So you're getting a lot of car here. But also that's what you're looking for when you've got a pickup truck. All right, so let's take a look at the bed here. Like I said, nice and big bed, but talk about a vehicle equipped for tailgating. Like look at the amount of plugs going on back here. You could get all sorts of things going on, a black TV, a crock pot, an Instapot, whatever you need, right? Like this is kind of made for it. I bet you could put like an air mattress in here and take a nice little nap, go to a drive-in movie and just kind of like relax. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. But this is kind of what I was talking about. Like I barely fit in this spot, right? Like I'm right there and I'm really moved up along the front here. Like I'm kind of hanging over the grass, pulled up more so than other vehicles. So yeah, it's not a small girl. Okay, so let's talk about the screen again for a minute. So in the Equinox, what I'm used to in the Equinox was there's a little camera icon right up here amongst these icons, and I didn't see it at first, so I was kind of totally freaked out and was like, what am I going to do? How am I going to drive this? The camera turns on when you go into reverse. The camera does turn on. However, now in park mode, yeah, okay. it's the icon's not there. So like if you're going forward or if you're just pulling out, like I didn't know what to do. But so then if I go into the home screen, obviously here you see that there's a camera icon. So it's just a double click situation, not a single click situation, which is something that I'm used to. But also take a look at the different camera angles. So we've got this overhead view. We've got this just frunked view, which is actually pretty good. We've got the side views, and then I think that's it. So looks like I can toggle and have more than one view at a time. Depends on which one. So yeah, I kind of like that one. Nope, I don't like that one. That's just that one and the overhead view. So yeah, so pretty cool. Can't tell if this is the same size as the Equinox or bigger because the front is so much bigger. Probably about the same size. Oh, my bussie's back. And this screen, I'm pretty sure, is about the same as the Equinox screen. All right, so we are making our way down the mountain. As you can see, let's talk a little bit about the handling of this car. So we've discussed that it's probably bigger than the Rivian. In fact, it is bigger than the Rivian because we were parked next to a Rivian. It's definitely wider than a Rivian, but I have to say it drives quite nicely. I don't feel like I'm driving a tank. I don't feel out of control at all. I don't feel like the vehicle is driving me instead of me driving the vehicle, which is how I felt when we had the massive Dodge Ram the last time we were out here. We called her Big Bertha, and she lived up to her name. But this vehicle, the drive is smooth. I mean, I'm probably holding up traffic right now because I'm going nice and slow because I don't really like coming down a mountain. But there is a guardrail, and it is 2 lanes, and it is actually 3 lanes in some spots, but still like to be careful. But yeah, it is a very smooth ride. Also is not taking a lot to get it up the hill. Like it's not like, I mean, not that it could because it is an electric vehicle, but it handles the curves amazingly. It handled the terrain amazingly. It's just fun to drive for how big of a car it is. So yeah, I would say on the drivability scale, 8 out of 10. With the 10 out of 10 being like a Rivian or a normal size SUV. This has been a blast to drive this weekend. Okay, so I am on my way back to the airport after a fabulous visit with our friends here in beautiful Erie, Colorado, just outside of Denver. And we've had an adventure, and I've had an adventure with this Silverado. I really did not know what I was going to get. I am incredibly happy with how the mystery vehicle from Avis turned out. Highly recommend if you're traveling by yourself or even with just other adults and storage and other requirements are like not mandatory. Just go ahead, just spring for the mystery vehicle. You'll never know what you'll end up with. Maybe it's an EV Silverado. So final thoughts on the car. I mean, I've had an absolute blast driving this car. I mean, maybe 2 years ago before our experience with Big Bertha this April and just having a larger SUV car, I would have been intimidated, but this car has just been so fun to drive, even with the limited features on the inside. It's been great. Like it handles like a sedan. It has great acceleration. It has great handling on turns. And then it's got like just this fun feel in a truck, in an electric vehicle, and it's got pep that you wouldn't get if this was a gas SUV, a gas pickup in the size that it is. And then on the inside, I mean, this car is spacious. Like the cab is massive and the storage space is massive and just everything about it is large and what you expect from a US made pickup truck. So GM, thumbs up, 2 thumbs up on this vehicle. Avis, 2 thumbs up on having this car available for renting. I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss my Silverado. I don't think we'll get a Silverado when we get home. Even with the spacious garage that we have, I'm not sure this will fit. But it was fun, and maybe the next time we're out here, we will try to rent one again. But yeah, it's been a great weekend. So thanks for hanging out. Thanks for visiting the channel. If you like what you see, ring that bell, thumbs up, whatever you're supposed to do. Subscribe, and we'll see you out on the road again as the Eventure family.